Hey guys, how you doing? This is Brother Bill, and there's so much of talk of it in the news. I thought maybe I'd talk about it a little bit. But anyway, can y'all see that? Y'all like my drawing? UFOs, unidentified flying objects. That's right. I want to talk to you about some UFOs, some UFO sightings, I guess you could say. Everybody seems to be talking about that. But anyway, it's not the UFOs that I got drawn on this picture. That's just a joke. What I'd like to talk to you about UFOs, and I'm going to be addressing several of them that we have around here, believe it or not, some UFOs. But I come up with a different name, the acronym definition. I thought something tangible that will help us, that garden, to throw out some things out there. Some of this stuff is new, some of it's not, but I could throw some things out there about these UFOs, and I'll explain what that is in just a second. That helps me around here. Things that I've learned, things that I knew, but things that are just useful. And that's what I want to talk to you about. Not this kind of UFO, but a useful food operating system. Now, I've got several of those out here, and the one I want to talk to you about today is our compost, and how we use compost here to help us grow food. But anyway, I don't want to take up too much of your time. And there's going to be several of these out there, but I thought since it was on everybody's mind about the aliens and the UFOs, and everybody's got their idea what that is, I thought, well, since it's on everybody's mind, we'll just come up with something that's actually useful and that's actually going to help us in the garden. So anyway, I'm going to take you out to the compost pile, so y'all hang tight. We'll be right with you. Hey guys, how you doing? I am out here at Gracie's garden at the first compost pile, and just showing you what we do here. But let me get you flipped around so you know where we are. Just a second. Okay, we're right here at this main chicken coop, the one that starts up at the hill. But anyway, right here on this corner, these are some cross ties that I got from work, and I laid them out here to start this pile. But this is how this works. Everything from that chicken coop, straw or pine shavings or leftover vegetables that they didn't eat, whatever, I'd pull that out, and it comes here to this corner. Hang on just a second. This is the very corner. Let me put you on pause to get that carpet off of there just a second. Alright, so you can see right there, this is what starts this compost pile. And I also have a little bit of broccoli right here, and all I do is I just throw that stuff in there. I'll come in and water it down or leave it open. If I know it's going to rain, I'll let it rain on it, and then all I do is cover it up. And as that starts to break down, I'll take a shovel, flat shovel or something like that, and just kind of chop it, you know, with a shovel, and kind of cut that up a little bit, stir it up a little bit, and then just let that break down, and it sits there. This compost pile actually is going to rotate all the way through summertime into fall, until it finally gets down to the bottom. And once it gets to the bottom, then it's a pretty big pile by that time, and I take that and then I use that compost for these raised beds. That's what I amend these beds with every year. So let me get you down through there and show you how this works. But it starts right here, and I cover that, like I said, and I'll stir it. And when it gets to a certain point, I'll just take the shovel and I just move it from here to here, and then down here, and I just keep turning it down. I keep turning it like this down the hill until it gets down here. Now you can't see the pile, but we have a pumpkin growing in it. Let me get you down here so you can see it. So here is the finished result. This is a compost pile that started last summer, and you can see that, how awesome that is. But anyway, apparently there was some pumpkin seeds left in there, and now we got a pumpkin plant, and that's doing very well actually. So at the end of the season, it ends up here where it's at, And then before spring, I'll come in these raised beds right here, and I'll stir those up and de-weed these, and then throw the compost pile. I'll distribute all this compost into these raised beds, and we've got 2, 4, 6 raised beds up here, and it's plenty enough to mend these beds. Now we had enough left over, as you can see, so I didn't even use all of it this year. But that's what we do with this compost pile up here at Gracie's chicken coop. Now I've got another one that has started, and we'll get you down there, and it's near the rabbits. Hang on just a second. Oh, hang on, before we get down there, I need to show you this. Let me go in the chicken coop. Hang on just a second. All right, guys, I'm in this chicken coop. As you can see right there, Jasmine, she's laying an egg. But they roost typically right here. Most of them will roost right on this, probably 6 of them. And then the other ones roost right here typically, and then every now and then they'll roost right here, as you can see. But look down here, see that? That's manure, and it's sitting on sand. And over here, it's sitting on top. So what I do is I gather the manure every single day, and here's how I do that. I've got this bucket here. What I do is I scrape, and then I've got this right here to sift out the sand. See, I sift that out like that and save the manure. Okay, and then I'll show you where I put it. Hang on just a second. And I've got a bucket in here. This is a 3-gallon bucket that I got from Sam's, and there's the manure. Now, once that bucket gets full, then I take it out to that compost pile that you saw, and I mix that in there with it. And that's how come I want it to sit out there so long, because you know yourself, chicken manure is hot, and we need to get that broke down. But it helps break down the breakdown process with the plants and stuff. All right, well, let's get you down to the rabbit manure. Hang on just a second. All right, guys, I'm down here by these rabbits. There's one of the cages. These are grow out cages, and I've got a rabbit tractor behind me. But what you're looking at, I've got a green tarp. Hang on just a second. Let me get that off. Now this morning when I got off work, I lifted that tarp off, and I was ready because I'd seen a rat in there yesterday. And I took that board right there, I flipped that tarp off, and I was ready, and I killed it. So anyway, they found their way over here. So anyway, this is what this is. I want you to see what you're looking at. Okay. This is another compost pile that I'm working, and there's only 2 things in this pile. It's grass clippings. I will take the push mower and I'll mow around this area right here. As you can see, this is where the chicken tractor is over to your left, and then right here's our rabbit tractor. But I will mow all around this area right here and take that bag with the clippings, and then I throw it here. But what else is in here is the rabbit manure itself. So there's only 2 things in this compost pile, and it's already breaking down quite well, as you can see. But that's all it is. So this right here is high nitrogen compost, and you can actually grow in it right now. If I put a seed in there, it would come up because of the rabbit manure being a cold manure. But we do have that. So that's working for us real well. And again, I take that to amend these beds right here. I've got 1, 2, 3 raised beds, and then if there's some left over, then I'll take it and put it over there in those raised beds. Okay, so we've got that compost pile, and I'll take you to the next one. Hang on just a second. All right, guys, here's my 3rd compost pile. Let me pull you back here. This is on the side of the big garden, in-ground garden, so you can see right there. And we've got these raised beds coming down through here as well. This is my biggest compost pile. What you're looking at, I've got a friend who has access to horse manure. And this is where this starts, right here. And you can see it's already broke down. But what I do is I pile it up here. I put a tarp underneath it. You know, I don't know why I do that. Yeah, I do. That grass, that's what it is, that Bermuda grass. That's why I did that. Can't believe I just forgot that. But anyway, I do put a tarp down, and I put the horse manure on it. And then, periodically, I'll take that and that little tiller there, and I go right in the middle, and just stir that up, stir it up, and stir it up, and stir it up until it finally breaks down. And then I can use it. You can see right there. See? Now that's the horses that I get that from do not eat any hay or straw or anything, whatever they eat that's been sprayed with any chemicals. So that's the only reason I'm doing that. If it had been sprayed, I wouldn't even use it, because it can burn up your plants. But that's the third compost pile. These things are very beneficial. If you're going to grow a garden, having an amendment for the beds, or whether it's in the in-ground gardens or something like that. I actually used that compost pile prior to spring, filling up these beds, at least amending them, and then actually used it on that cucumber row down there, and it is working awesome. These cucumbers have actually gone crazy. They didn't do this last year or the year before, but since I've amended it, you can see they're not only climbing that fence, but they're spreading out as well. So obviously that's worked, because that's the only thing that I've done. So I'm pretty excited about that. But again, this is a useful food operating system, a UFO. So pretty excited about these UFOs. Not the ones that people are talking about in the news and on the media and stuff. But anyway, there's a compost pile. 3 of them, and they're working for us, and hopefully that'll help you a little bit in your gardening as well. All right then.